Hi everyone, welcome to the lesson intro video for Unit 6, Lesson 5, The Maurya Empire Begins. I'm going to go in a little more detail than normal today because we don't have live lessons this week. Let's look at our standards and objectives. Our objectives are identify how Chandragupta Maurya united India and identify how Chandragupta Maurya faced the problems of ruling a large empire. We have three standards: compare and contrast historical and contemporary governments we're looking at Asia, use historical maps to identify changes in Asia, and compare and contrast the institution of slavery in its various forms. Chandragupta. By the end of the Vedic age, many kingdoms covered India. The strongest was the Magadha. Around 321 BCE, a rebel army overthrew the king of Magadha. The leader was named Chandragupta Maurya. Most of what we know about him comes from ancient writings and legends. Historians aren't positive about his background because of conflicting accounts. Seizing power. As a young man, Chandragupta depended on the advice of an older, educated Brahmin named Kautilya. Legend says that Kautilya searched for a leader to drive Greek invaders out of northwestern India. In one story, Kautilya saw Chandragupta playing as a young boy and knew that he could be trained as a leader. Kautilya helped Chandragupta raise an army and develop strategy to gain power. A strategy is a long-term plan for achieving a goal. Their strategy was to take control of the northwest from the Greeks and then attack Magadha from the northwest. Kautilya trained his people well to become a brilliant military leader. Chandragupta armed his men with powerful weapons, including the Indian bow. This bow was as tall as a man. Its arrows could pierce a strong shield. A story says that Chandragupta saw a mother scold her child for starting to eat from the center of the plate. She said the center is too hot. So Chandragupta weakened Magadha by attacking its borders, then moved to take its capital city. After Chandragupta conquered Magadha, he attacked other kingdoms. By 305 BCE, he had ruled much of the Indian subcontinent. After Chandragupta forced the Greeks out of northwestern India, his Maurya Empire stretched from the Bay of Bengal to present-day Afghanistan. For the first time, one state controlled all of northern India. Let's look at the map of the Maurya Empire. You can see the Maurya Empire is outlined in green, and there are several cities and regions located on the map. Pause the video and see if you can answer the two questions below. How did Chandragupta rule an empire? As emperor, Chandragupta faced the same problem as other empire builders. How could he rule over a large area with many different needs and traditions? Chandragupta solved this problem by dividing his empire into 4 regions. He divided each region into smaller provinces. A province is a region with its own government. The emperor also set up a bureaucracy, or a system of offices that carries out government rules and regulations. He patterned his government after that of the Persian Empire. He appointed officials in each region, province, and village, and they carried out the emperor's orders. In this way, he was able to control every village in his empire. Chandragupta also set up a tax system. Tax workers collected 25% of the crops raised by farmers. They also collected a sales tax on goods. Chandragupta used taxes to pay government workers. He used them to support a large army and his own costly lifestyle as well. Chandragupta issued gold coins with his image on them. Pause the video and see if you can answer the question above. Connections to other regions. The Maurya Empire was friendly with the Greeks to the west later in his rule. But early on, his troops clashed with the Greek troops, who controlled lands west of India. Rather than engage in an all-out war, the two leaders agreed on a peace treaty. Chandragupta would control more land near the Indus River, and the Greeks would receive 500 elephants in exchange. The two empires often sent envoys to each other. An envoy is a messenger or representative. Subjects and spies. Chandragupta ruled a vast empire, but he lived in constant fear of his enemies. He had servants taste his food for poison. He slept in a different bed every night. To ease his fears, Chandragupta had specially trained female warriors guard his palace. He set up a huge spy network to watch his subjects, or people, under his rule. He even hired spies to watch other spies. The emperor set aside time every day to receive reports from his spies. Chandragupta's subjects had no right to privacy or freedom of speech. Some members of his empire had absolutely no freedom of any kind. Slavery existed in Maurya, India. Most slaves were prisoners of war or people who could not pay what they owed. Laws protected slaves from harsh treatment in India, unlike in other countries. Kautilya's advice. Many of Chandragupta's ideas about ruling came from his advisor Kautilya. Kautilya was the author of the book called the Arthashastra. The book gave advice on how to be a good ruler. The primary duty of a king is the protection of his subjects. He went on to give more detail about what he saw as a ruler's responsibility. In the happiness of his subject lies the king's happiness. In the welfare of his subjects is his welfare. A king's good is not that which pleases him, but that which pleases his subjects. Do you think Kautilya is correct in this quote? Why or why not? Make sure to continue filling out your guided notes and also reach out for help if you need it. Since we're testing this week, we won't have live lessons, so it's really important that you reach out for help if you have any questions.